boom system. Basically, it's just a floaty with a net, and the currency just rides the waves, and it collects a bunch of plastics and all that stuff. So just recently, I think this just past year, he's one of the first people to his system actually picks up some of the garbage from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And it's news like that needs to be highlighted, because it's like a lot of people
hear about that.
I talk to don't know that there's two Texas-sized state-sized things of garbage just floating in the ocean.
There, because people put it there.
Exactly. And that's a problem. But I like to focus on people coming up with a solution for those problems. And what he does with the plastics is they go through it and they see what they can reuse, and then they'll make it into like a bag or sunglasses.
Yeah.
Or
I know there's some places that do like jewelry, like bracelets and stuff like that.
So it's news like that I think needs to be highlighted a lot more. I would love to have a network, an actual TV network that shows the analytics with real reporters talking about not politicizing global warming or anything like that, but talking about the people who are trying to help these problems.
What are we doing to fix it?
Right.
Oh, well, we have this person here who's doing X, Y, and Z.
Because you can bitch all day, and that's what a lot of people do. They complain about how terrible the neighborhood is, or they complain about there's so many homeless people, or there's a drug problem. But what are you doing to fix that problem? Or are you becoming a part of the solution, or are you just
becoming part of the problem?
Exactly.
Essentially.
So that's the gist of this podcast, pretty much.
Well, I'm glad we have this podcast, as well as, again, the block gives back, because a lot of the things that you mentioned, I'm like, yep, the block.
Exactly.
Yep,
they fill all those spaces.
The block.
They fill all those spaces.
Yeah.
I can't talk enough about them. Seriously.
Yo, it's crazy because I can't either. And like I go to the shop and all I do is complain, and then I leave, and then I always go back. If I'm like, why do I always come back here?
And what I love about the way they do it, it's not like they don't want to be professional.
No.
I got that sticker right there, degenerate do-gooders, and that's exactly what we all are. You know, I wouldn't say we're from the streets, but we're from not the greatest neighborhoods in Philly. And like Tommy, I always talk to Tommy, and he's like, I'm not going to leave Philly, because he wants to make it a place where people can live. And it's like, that's a huge task, and something that I admire. I'm not in the same boat, but something I admire that he's doing. And if I can help in any way, then, that's what I want to do.
And they're doing it. He's doing it.
Every week.
1 week at a time.
So what is one of your favorite things about GTalk?
The people that I meet. There's days where I'm like, I can go to an event and people walk up to me and they're like, you're that girl, right? And I'm like, I'm a girl. Which girl are you talking about? And they're like, that girl with the hair. And I'm like, yeah, I have it. What girl? Like, I'm like, really is it GTalk? And they're like, oh my God, yes. We love it. And I'm like, that's great. Thank you so much. But something else that I love about it is, like, I saw my friend that I hadn't seen in, like, 2 years on Saturday. And we were just talking. Like, he's like, yo, GTalk is, like, therapy for people. We were talking about, like, therapy and depression and stuff. And he's like, what you're doing is a good thing. Like, if you could help one person, that's person that, you helped get out of something. Or one person that connected with you or whoever was on GTalk. And I'm like, yes. Like, especially when you're having those moments where you're like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing.
Am I talking a dead space?
Yeah, and then you get those little, like, yo, I'm proud of you. I love what you're doing. Like, you're helping someone. And it's like, yes, I'm doing something good. So that's what I love about it. I love meeting people and getting that. Yo, I love what you're doing. Like, you're helping someone. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people. Like, I want to share, different organizations with people. Like, I want to put you on, basically. So
has GTalk evolved from the idea when you first had the idea? And you learned that you were going to be a one-person show. Did it meet your expectations, or did things just change and evolve as you did it because you just kind of just had to learn, like...
I think I just kind of went with the flow. I would definitely say that it's growing into something that I didn't think it would grow to be. Like, I'm sitting here on your podcast. I'm actually flying out tonight to a different city to sit with somebody to film with GTalk. So you see what I'm saying? Like, as far as like I'm going with the flow and growing like as it comes. So yeah, just like I said, I love meeting people, and that was part of it. I met this person. They're like, "Oh, well, come out to X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "All right, say less."
And do you have like analytics of who listens or how many subscribers you got, or how's it been growing? Is it
So right now, of course, it's like nothing
a little
is
stagnant
happening because
yeah.
I haven't put anything out. But yeah, it's been growing. I have a lot more subscribers than I thought I was gonna get. So
That's a good feeling.
And it's from people that like I don't even know, so that makes it even better. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know you, but you like me. Yay. So yeah, that's dope. Like I said, seeing people that I don't know come up to me and be like, "Yo, I saw your YouTube and I subscribed," or like they putting me on to other people. Like, it's just a good feeling.
And it's a cool space because, like me, I got podcasts. It's the first time I'm doing video, and like
Yeah,
vice
it's my
versa.
first time doing a podcast.
And it's just two different worlds. And when you have content creators fly you out to do interviews,
I mean, I'm kind of a big deal.
yeah,
I don't want to
you know what I mean?
brag.
But it's a really cool thing because it's all about community and networking, and you can see where you can add certain things on your podcast. And
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I
channel.
want to connect you with so many people that deserve to be
and I want to make
like,
myself available. See, this is the thing I'm talking about. Like, just because of this one connection.
And I wish like COVID wasn't happening, because the people that I have in mind like put on so many dope events in Philly for creators that like, man, I got you though. I got you.
All right, I'm looking
I got
forward to
you.
it. I'm gonna hold you to it.
I got you.
Because there's just, like I said, there's not enough. I can't. I mean, I could do this all day, and I still wouldn't cover.
And it's crazy because you're saying like there's not enough, and I don't know where you were going with that, but I will say that a lot of people don't know the unity that's in Philly when it comes to people trying to put on for their community. Like,
Yeah,
there's
Philly rep Philly hard.
not just Philly, like just the drive and the passion to help other people, and like,
But that's what I mean. Like, there's just okay. So I've been doing podcasts since I got here last Thursday, and there's been a constant thing, a constant. I don't have a number on it, but there's been a constant set of subjects that we touch on, and one, it's community, like we always do, but it's like a pride in your city because you want to make it better, and it's a support group. One of the big things I keep seeing, it's just people getting to know each other like on a personal level, and it makes you relate so much. There's another subject that I touch on every single podcast. People don't pay attention to things unless it directly affects them.
right.
And right now, when you build
Kind of an issue.
yeah, but when you build that relationship and it's in your face, you can see like, oh, like just out of nowhere, you can become passionate about something that didn't even affect you at all just because you're watching this channel.
Yeah.
Or because you're listening to this podcast, or because you had somebody whose uncle OD'd on heroin, and I just interviewed two people who are talking about helping recovering addicts stabilize their life.
Right. It's just, man, what we do is a dope thing. And I was just talking to another creator last night, just saying like, we don't acknowledge our small wins when we help other people. Like, we just, oh yeah, I did that. And it's like, no, you did that.
Yeah, now that you say that, I guess it can be a big deal to some people for sure.
Yeah. And it should be, because not, like you don't know when your last day on this earth is going to be. So it's like, yo, if I got a small win, I have to start celebrating that. And I'm just not like, it's weird because a lot of people aren't like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier said than done.
I think as content creators, we have a little bit of an ego. You have to be somewhat egotistical a little bit just to be on camera, to be talking to people, put yourself out there. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, or for me anyway, if I can leave a legacy of impacting other people's lives, that's all I want. I don't want any money. I don't want fame.
Yeah.
I don't want those things. I just
you get me.
Yeah, you feel me?
Get me.
That's all it is. And I think a lot of people like you. There was at one point, like you just talked about, social media. Everybody wants to be Insta famous, and a lot of people give out food or they do little things for people who are sitting on the sidewalk and videotape themselves because
that's weird to me.
It's weird to me. Like, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to do that, but not everything needs to be documented. When you have
Thank you very
have,
much for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you got an event like Saturday, Block to School, all these people coming out to get book bags and stuff, that's because it's not because people want to get famous off of it, but if you're going to document that, that's something to be highlighted. You know, not taking away the fact that somebody giving somebody food on the corner shouldn't be highlighted, but the impact you're making.
But it just seems like you're doing it with the wrong intentions.
Exactly.
Like, if you're going to be genuine about something, be genuine about it. Not, I'm going to go do this. Let me record it so everyone can see. And I can get more likes, more comments, and more followers. Like,
it's, yeah. It's a little bit annoying. But I know their heart, most of the time, their heart's in the right place. But
I would hope so.
Yeah. What are, as far as GTalk goes, what was the original idea? I know you said Trixie, Cat, and all that, but what was your vision? Like, how did?
I just wanted to like hand it off to Cat, like a little baton. Like, here you go, girl. We started this. I got you, girl. We did this together. Now, here you go, girl. I got you in the background. And it was just not that. And I was like, well, somebody got to do it. It might as well be me.
What, I don't know if I asked, is the hardest part of creating content?
Oh, you did ask.
I did ask that.
Yeah.
And you said just getting guests, right?
No, you said that.
I said guests.
No, I said filming, audio.
That's right.
And just like
learning
how to do things by yourself.
I've interviewed so many people back to back lately.
It's cool. I'm not tripping.
Am I asking the same question? Did I ask this already? I don't know if I asked this already. It's like the same. I got a list in my head, but at the same time, it's like,
yeah, we don't write questions on this side.
So many things. It fits so many guests, so it's like I got to come off the top.
Yeah, off the dome.
Off the dome. Do you have a goal as far as numbers go for people you wanna see on a channel? Like, do you want to be on radio eventually? Do you want to be in a documentary?
I mean, that would be dope. I got some dope friends. Y'all know who you are, and you know who I'm speaking to. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. It's not something that I'm like looking for, like actively looking for. Like, if it happens genuinely, then I'm down. So holla at me.
What about you what about you sets you aside from other content creators? What's unique about your content?
Well, other than my hair, it's not curly right now, but
I know you said hi yesterday, and I was just like, or Saturday.
Yeah, he like completely dubbed me. I was like, right.
I
even your mom walked by me, and then she saw me later on and was like, "Oh my God, you look like a completely different person." I was like, "It's okay, I get it all the time." Like, she's like, "I'm so sorry."
Imitation of my mom.
Oh,
it really is like a perfect, like the way she talks.
Liz.
But
anyway, back to the question.
I saw you, and then you said hi, and I was like, hey, and I double take, and then I figured out, I was like, oh, hey, I haven't seen your hair ever. So,
what sets me aside? That I'm not asking for anything in return. I guess I'm genuine, and I try to keep things as real as possible. Like, I don't edit my videos. I put myself out there, although sometimes I may hate it after, but it's like just knowing I can be helping somebody else. So
I think